Nice.
Nice, Sue. Ah! Where am I? I'm missing.
Up your ass.
I'm up ass.
No, you're not allowed to be here.
I'm gonna be up your ass.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
It could be.
Don't threaten me with a good time, girl.
Oh.
That's how we
Brownie's
do.
just like,
How
do I respond?
Concerned. I am scared.
Scourge, Dio. Scourge. Welcome, chat. Welcome to AniBites, the anime podcast. Yeah. And in a weird turn of fate, it's Star's choice again. So, Star.
You say weird turn of fate, but
our inability to read lists has caused it to be Star's
turn
again.
Due to full consideration.
I just said, you guys were like, do you want, what are we going to do? And I was like, fuck it. We ball.
Fuck
and then you guys were like, okay.
So Star, why don't you take this away, Dio?
Man, I really should start doing scripts like Brownie.
Mm.
Not that I would follow them.
Mm.
Not that I would follow them.
It's a thought that counts.
Due to my YouTube shenanigans, I've gotten used to just writing down my thoughts.
Fair enough.
Light novel Brownie at YouTube.com.
Damn right.
I'll get a new one out here pretty soon. Me and Lady recorded Spider episode 1.
Let's go. Spooder.
Well, this week's choice was in Spectre. This is one of the animes that I happened to roll upon when I was in high school. I'm pretty sure. My cousin showed it to me. How about that?
When did it come out?
That's a good question. When did it come out? Now I'm looking. And after I'm done with this intro, I'm going to heat up some food. That was my bad. I'm so sorry.
No,
what year did it come out? It's not telling me. 2020. Never mind. It wasn't high school. It was a COVID watch. Got it.
Oh, the mythical COVID watch.
So many.
I watched a lot of things in COVID actually that I ended up really liking. I think Given was actually one of them too. So
the lockdown kind of awoke in a lot of people to new hobbies.
It wasn't really a new hobby to me to watch anime. It just was a good.
It opened you up for more time to give hobbies.
Exactly.
The embers have died down a little, and it was simply kindling.
I was like, ooh, the perfect timing. School kicked me out, and I can watch anime all day. Fuck college.
Oh, man.
Man, I do not miss COVID. I mean, I do and I don't.
It's super weird. It feels like a lifetime ago.
It's 5 years as of this month.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's so bizarre.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
I hate it.
I love how it didn't affect like a lot of introverts a lot. I was like, oh yeah, it's like, how did COVID affect you? I stayed inside and played video games and watched anime like I always do.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm one
now
of the
I'm sad because I got to go outside again.
Shit either. Yeah. I was one of the rare extroverts that didn't give a shit. It's like, I'm cool. I'm cool online.
Nah.
Online's cool. I don't like people.
Green lights on my end.
Green lights on your end. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, with several months in, people were like, oh, I'm going stir crazy. And I had realized that my life hadn't actually changed in any capacity.
Significantly at all.
I remember sitting there waiting for the Amazon truck to drop me off my Last of Us 2 copy. I was like, fuck yeah! And then I played that for like 2 weeks straight.
There you go.
It was great.
Still play the multiplayer to that.
Oh.
Like clips still come up on my feed of people who do the PvP in Last of Us 2. It's really
that itself is impressive. Yeah.
I thought they never released it.
Yeah. No, it's totally a thing. Yeah. Like there's like you go into the match and then there's materials on the ground and you can combine them or you can just use them raw. And then it's 2v2.
Raw.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm looking at Brownie's PNG and I realize that it looks just so smooth compared to what I'm doing right now.
Oh, I can draw you something, or you
Oh
can
no, I'm
commission a
drawing
lady to
Here,
something.
draw
I
something.
am
I'll draw
currently in
you
the midst
something.
of drawing something. I am currently the surprise was going to be the drawing, but
We
I
all knew
spent
what the
too much time
surprise
on
was gonna be.
I didn't
you.
know what the surprise was going to be. I'm kind of dumb.
I tried my best.
Do your best, Dale. All
I feel
right.
like unfortunately this anime tends to fall in kind of a I don't want to say lolly aspect because she's definitely not, because there's reasons why she is tiny and frail as she is.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like a lot of people think that when they see the initial just pictures,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate because it tends to be a pretty good anime. I really enjoy it. It is about the lovely woman and man that's on the screen right now. She, as a child, was kidnapped by the yokai of Japan.
Mm.
And they were like, "Hey, yo, you want you want to be our fucking goddess? It's a sweet gig." And she was like, "Yeah." And then they took her leg and eye. And then she was like, "This is neat." And then she goes around helping the yokai of Japan with their problems because she is now their goddess. And
Of
then
wisdom.
she also the goddess of wisdom, you know it. So technically it is also a detective anime, which I do like. Love her. I love her so much. It actually has been a while since I watched it, and on rewatch, I didn't get many episodes in.
Did you
On
watch
rewatch,
it during its premiere?
yeah, no, when it was coming out, yeah.
So 2020. Okay,
I
yeah, it
had
has
not
been a
actually
minute.
seen season 2 yet. I had
Ooh.
read the
Oh,
manga.
Mm.
I knew what happens.
oh, it's one of those
Um,
scenarios. Okay.
no, yeah, 2020
Mm.
animation got screeched to a halt at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, "Ooh, read manga, know what happened."
And then there were a couple of scenarios where, like, oh, this I know what happened to Kyoto Animations, KyoAni,
Oh
where
yeah.
like the building
Speaking
caught on
of, that
fire.
guy got a death
Yeah.
penalty.
Yeah, yeah. So there was some delays, yeah,
Oh yeah,
due to
definitely.
tragedy.
And yeah, this is a Kyoto animation, isn't it? Forgot about that.
Is it?
I
I
think
actually,
so.
oh,
It's either that or Mappa. It is animated by someone.
license Viz Media.
Yeah, Koya.
Oh, it's Studio Brian's Base. Is that who did it? Oh.
If you had
Hmm.
the option to gain powers from some random fucking spirit, would you guys eat? Would you guys eat the flesh of the spirit?
I don't know. I've been jonesing with Dondadon lately, so like the having a yokai power seems pretty nice.
I asked that because it's in like the first 2 episodes,
Yeah.
but the
Correct.
man
It's
ended up getting tricked to eat the flesh of a mermaid and something else. I don't remember exactly what it was. And that
the
caused him to
second
have
thing wasn't revealed within the
immortality.
first four.
Yeah, the second thing gets brought up in like episode 7.
Okay, well, yeah. So he eats two of them, and all the yokai are scared of him because of that.
Hmm.
Though the poor man was forced to eat it, and it sucked. Life sucked for the man, so
Mm.
it's cool.
Mm.
But the girl tends to pursue him because she likes him.
She likes him. It was love at first sight.
Ooh,
There's a
woo.
bit of a weird thing going on with his cousin, which I'm not entirely sure if that's a mistranslation or if that's actually a thing. But
I don't know if that's revealed within the first four episodes,
It is not.
but yeah.
he visits her in the hospital a lot in the first
Oh, got you.
episodes.
The relationship between them isn't like flushed out at all. The only thing that gets revealed about the hospitalized family member is that it's a family member. I don't even remember it being mentioned that it was cousin. And then I don't
It's
know what they
implied in
were.
like episode 6 that it was the cousin.
Yeah,
And
But
apparently,
then
but
Misa really dug it.
yeah, but I have not gotten to the part where they've officially announced that it was the cousin.
I do need to watch season 2.
Um But yeah, I mean, I think I would. You know, if I eat the fuck out of a mermaid.
Beat the fuck
I don't
out
know.
of
That's so
uh,
tough. I remember when I was like younger and I was watching like the Harry Potter movies, and there was like that scene where he's in the woods at night and there's like a dude feasting on a unicorn or whatever.
Ah,
dude beat on a
Quirrell
Yeah,
unicorn.
like
with
Voldemort.
Voldemort in
There
the
you go.
back of his head,
Yeah,
eating the unicorn.
eating the unicorn. Yeah, and I was like, it's like, would you just absolutely devour a mythical creature for mythical powers? And it's just like, I don't know. I already don't eat meat, so I don't know if I can stomach raw ass meat for
Raw as.
superpowers.
Oh shit, is this supposed to
I
storm? Oopsie.
don't know.
But yeah,
I'm
no.
not sure.
This ended up. I think it was on my top 10 actually because I really enjoyed the animation in it. I enjoy the girl and the guy's relationship, and I enjoy
Yeah,
how she interacts with the yokai in the world, dangerous or not.
I
And I
got to
also
admit
enjoyed all
though.
the yokai interacting with her and their scary boyfriend.
Oh, the little cliffhangers at the end of each episode, like, does do a pretty good job of making you want to watch more. Because I remember when I watched episodes like one, I watched episode 1 and 2 because I was gonna be like, I'm gonna sit down and watch episodes 1 and 2 right now.
Hmm.
Excuse me. Um, and episode 1 did the little cliffhanger thing, almost JoJo esque, where like I was like, oh, don't, and I was like, okay, I'll tune in for more. And I was like, all right, yeah, that did a pretty good job of making me want to watch episode 2, and then it did the same thing episode 2 leading into episode 3, and I was like, ah, well, I told myself I was going to stop, so I'll just be willing to watch this tomorrow. And I was like, okay, and so tomorrow comes around and I boot up episode 3, and then it leaves off because it does the thing with the initially, like the first big one is the the giant serpent at the swamp discussing the murder.
I love that damn yokai. He's like, but what if? What
But
do
But
yeah.
you
what?
mean?
No.
He's
God
so
damn
Then
it!
why
intrigued.
did
But
that?
if he did that, then why did he do this?
This.
And she's like, fuck.
I don't have a satisfying answer.
I lied to him. Love that shit. I
and
lied.
then and then it goes into the Steel Lady, which I'm just gonna call it the Steel Lady arc. I don't know if it's an
Yeah.
actual arc, but
It seems like it
it
is.
it goes into that, and it does a pretty good job of like, okay, well, instead of having these episodes be like self-contained,
Mm,
and then like, oh well, the next episode will be its own self-contained mystery. It's like they do a pretty good job of cutting things off and like leaving you wanting for more.
mm, mm.
So I watched 1 and 2 in one sitting, and then I watched 3 and 4 in another sitting, and I was just like, yeah, no, that was good. Um, I I completely agree with Star. I completely agree that it's like I do like how the main, what's her name? Ko Kotoko?
Kotoko, I think.
Does anybody
Like
call
the
her by her
interactions
name?
between characters. I think they're all pretty good.
Uh,
Yeah, I was like, oh, it just caught me off guard because I was like, I was trying to remember her name and I didn't remember her name, and I was like, wait, does anybody refer to her by name?
not really. I think normally just
No.
she introduces herself a lot, but the rest of the
Yeah.
time it's
So
kind of
like,
like a goddess or
yeah,
yeah, or
I know
little
like
girl or
the
whatever the fuck.
yeah, because our two I guess, well, I'm looking at my anime list right now, and
Mm,
it considers Saki as a supporting character, but when she refers to the main character, Kuro, she says Kuro, and whenever our main character refers to him, she says Kuro. Well, I guess she calls him senpai sometimes, but
mm, mm,
it's like, okay, well, I know the guy and I know Saki because they're kind of, whoa, these are main ass characters. But
mhm,
it's like, even though the lady is a main character, it's like for some reason her name just slips my memory. But
mhm.
I forget
no,
names all the time.
to rewind a little bit, yeah, no, I do really like the cast of characters that they've kind of put on the table for us to
I can
enjoy.
hear. I have to go to the
I-
bathroom.
What?
Just so you know.
Oh,
I can hear you. You guys are good.
Oh,
okay, gotcha.
okay.
I I'm not gonna lie, I'm not usually that big into mystery stuff, but I do like this one. This one's good. I'm probably going to continue watching more of this one, and I can see why you recommended it to us.
Yeah. No, I thought
Sorry, I just wanted you to know in case you expected a response.
ah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I mean I guess I can kind of see where it's got that detective kind of feel with it, but it honestly feels more like I don't know, like there's not a lot of I guess it's guesswork versus detecting. Like she doesn't have any solid evidence for these things. She's just kind of
Mm-hmm.
lying her way to a plausibility.
Suppose that's
So
fair.
from what I watched of the initial 4 episodes, I guess it's less like what would I Scooby Doo, where
Ruh-roh,
they kind
Raggy.
of like yeah, where they kind of stumble onto a scene and something's happening and they kind of piece together why certain events are a certain way in real time. That's not the case with Inspector. With Inspector, it's
Yeah.
oh, all of this happened. What do you think happened with the swamp giant snake and stuff? I was like, what do you think happened? I was like, okay, well, I can kind of piece this together, even though I wasn't there. It didn't happen to me personally. I don't have evidence of it, and it was just a
And they
really nice
believe her
moment.
because she's her goddess. Their
Yeah,
goddess.
Yeah.
So
and then moving on to what little that I got it exposed to for the steel lady, um, it's
do
like
like Steel Lady.
it's a little more personal with this one because it's like, okay, well, she exists. She used to be this, and this happened to her. But a
I
lot of the
thought she.
information is hush hush because it's like it's police information.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I guess she did. I was like, I thought she didn't exist. And she was made from rumors online, but yeah, no, she
I don't
had.
think he got that far. That's like episode 5 or 6.
It got implied, so I don't know if that's
Yeah.
spoilers or not, but it got
Damn.
implied that it's just like, oh, okay, well, I'm sorry, I'm eating. I didn't think it would be my turn to talk again so soon.
It'll be me in a minute once
when
my.
she was when she was at the cyber cafe and she was using the computer,
Mm-hmm.
I she said the line, "Oh, here's a picture of her. Wow, this is really interesting because why would the picture of her on an online blog be so accurate?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the person that saw it's like that posted this picture saw her in real life. No, wait, maybe it's the other way around."
Mm-hmm.
So that got teased without any further words being spoken about. It happened. So I was like, okay, well, we'll probably come back to that. But, as I mentioned, I watched the first 4 episodes. That did not happen within those episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Do not
No,
poop
you're
the
good. You're
dragon.
good. I know sometimes it's kind of tough to stay on top of like what happens within a certain amount of episodes when you've already watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I need to
because
watch season 2. That's where I'm at. I just haven't got to it. There's just been so much happening
Mm-hmm.
in anime, seasonal, whatever. And I like to
to
watch things when they come out because
to derail ever so slightly, I am rereading or I am re-going through So I'm a Spider So What in
Mm-hmm.
the form of the light novel, and I'm running into this with Rabbit, where thing happens in the book. I want to talk about it, but I have forbidden knowledge because I know what happens later, which would give what just happened far more context.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's just like, oh yeah, thing happens with Steel Lady here in episode 4. I was like, well, actually, it's because XYZ. And I was like, well, I didn't know that. I got to episode 4 and that's it. So yeah,
Oops.
unfortunately, sometimes
Oops.
stuff like that happens. And if you run into an anime that has like 24 episodes, which is kind of this,
Yeah.
it just happens more and more.
Mm-hmm.
24 episodes and a second season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I think it's 24 total because I think it's season 1's 12 and season 2's 12.
Yeah, I think that's why I thought I was so close to being done versus
Mhm.
when we kind of spoke off stream. Yeah, because I was at episode 7, and I was like, oh, I'm almost done because I'm basically halfway there. And then you said season 2, and I was like, wait, what?
Oh, fuck.
Oh fuck, maybe I'm not as close to being done as I thought. But yeah, I stopped at episode 7. Um, I like it. I like it a lot. It's a
Good.
good vibe.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's a good vibe. I like it.
It makes my brain do the goody good chemical.
Yeah, brain go burr.
It makes the good chemicals go burr.
Yeah.
Right.
And though I can kind of understand why people might look at the cover and be like, "Oh, that's a lolly." Uh, they really do a good job explaining like that she's not. They
She's
don't do.
stunted growth because of what happened to her as a
Yeah,
kid.
yeah. Um,
Which,
and
cutting a leg off and yoinking an eye out might do that to you.
yeah. That
Maybe,
plus,
maybe.
they don't outright say it, but I got a weird suspicion that as just like and this is all speculation. I don't know. I could be right. I don't know. So it may be an unintentional spoiler, but I've got a feeling much like Kuro when she got her powers or her title, it probably affected in some way. She probably as a goddess ages slower than like the average person. You know?
By the way, the manga is on hiatus, and it has been on hiatus for like, I don't know, a year.
Okay.
So I have limited knowledge as well.
Yeah.
After a certain point.
Because I mean, you see with well within the first episode, you know, Kuro's like regeneration power thanks to the mermaids. Um,
Mhm.
the mermaid consumption, and they time skip like 3 years later, and he basically looks the same. Um, so I think with that, they both probably age a little slower. Um, on top of the fact that she was heavily maimed, slowing development. I think I would estimate that that is one of the gifts she gets by being a goddess. Or
To play
that
devil's
would be
advocate,
yeah, that would be my bullshittery.
My bullshittery.
to play devil's advocate for a moment,
Mm?
I know some people are like, "Don't judge a book by its cover,"
That's
but
why they have
there's
covers.
kind of that's why they have covers, like so you could look at it and be like, "Oh, there's a tiny anime girl, and there's a cool anime guy, and there's a lady with big boobs on it. Okay, I'm gonna watch
Mm,
this."
mm.
It's
I
it's a
didn't say that it
choice.
change. Yeah, I didn't say that it changes it. I say they do a good job explaining it away.
Yeah, correct. She
I
she definitely everybody has the ability to act childish. She's relatively mature. She acts like a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
like I said, I really enjoy mainly the interactions with everybody and like how they solve things and how they go about things. Like her explaining the whole story to the serpent, she just did it so fucking well that I was like, damn, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely what happened. You know, like she good at storytelling, and I was like, oh damn, she good as a goddess. Kill it.
Mm, mm.
um, and like I said, as it progresses, of course, it gets on. One of my favorite characters doesn't show up until season 2, from what I hear, so I cannot wait to watch season 2. And I can't wait to see her animated. So, woo. Um, but I really like the main character. I like the girl a lot.
Mm.
I also, I'm not gonna lie, opening slaps so fucking hard. Love that opening.
The opening
Oh,
is so yeah.
unfortunately, I didn't watch
It
the
is.
opening because I didn't want to get spoiled. So
Ha!
usually I will watch the opening once I'm halfway through the season. So if I were to get to
I
episode
think
6,
it changes. I don't know. I don't remember.
all right,
See,
well, fair
I
enough.
will watch I will watch the opening like once or twice, and then
And then
I'll
skip it
skip
after
it.
that.
Yeah, and just like I'll watch the credits once or twice, and then I'll skip it after that.
Yeah, exactly.
Once I have
Always watch
confirmed
more.
that there's no there's no uh preview or like funny thing at the end, I will I tend to skip.
Yoinkadonkers. It's just, I don't know. When it was coming out, it was definitely a breath of fresh air. It was different. It was new. Um, compared to what was coming out at the time, and I
Yeah,
ended up liking it a lot because of that.
this would have been very different around that time, 2020. Um, I say that like it wasn't
Because you have
just
stuff
5
like the
years ago.
detective is already dead, and
Yeah.
fucking this case of Vanitas and all that now,
Hmm. Hmm.
which I think kind of are on the same level in a way.
I haven't watched them yet, but yeah, I would say I would say they seem to be very similar based on the things that I've seen from those other two. Mm, mm.
So Phoenix, you're a bit further in there. What are some of your thoughts without going too much into it?
Not
Uh,
too spoilery.
yeah, I mean that's rough to begin with. That kind of question. Oh no, well, you guys have watched episode 4, so you meet the ex-girlfriend.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
And I
You
think
meet Saki.
yeah. Um, and I feel like they kind kind of integrate her fairly well. You see at the beginning, you see that there's some jealousy at the beginning, but the Kuro and fuck, you literally just said her name. Um, the ex, uh, they're a little weird, but they're adults, so they kind of push past it.
yeah,
And you kind of get a full run of that spectrum of relationship versus of adding the new girlfriend in the mix. Um, and that's I think they did that very well. Um, as for animation, I think they do great. The lip syncing is very well, even in the English version. There's
Mhm.
bits and there's times where it's like, ooh, that didn't line up. That kind of takes you out. But generally speaking, they did very well with it. So I'm liking it technically and story wise.
God, I love some of the animation in
Mm.
this one. I like the big snake. Big snake is cool. Big
Snake.
snake. I fucking love
I
the
I
snake.
I
It's just
did
like, but
enjoy.
why?
I think so far the snake is my favorite part. Um,
He's such a goober.
yeah, the steel
Wow.
lady is just I'm enjoying it, but the snake was definitely a better arc.
It's, well, it's not only just a good art, it is a good introduction into what
Yeah.
she does and the relationship that she is starting to
Mm, mm,
accumulate with boy.
mm, mm.
At least that's what I think.
I
And
agree.
so now you brought two, and everybody's like, "Why the fuck did you bring him, Goddess? Do you know
Oh.
that that man is not good?" Yeah.
He's
Oh,
terrifying.
okay. I guess.
Scary Dio.
everybody's like, she's like, yeah, and they're like, all right, I think. It can't really go against you, I guess. Perhaps you are correct.
Perhaps not scary, Dial.
No, they still fucking terrified him.
Oh yeah. But you see, actually, I don't know when, so I'm not going to specify. But you do see later on that because of their relationship, that some of the yokai are starting to get used to him,
Yeah.
and come to him. If for no other reason than to hey, we need the goddess, go find her. Which is nice. It's kind of good to see that they're realizing that just because it's scary doesn't mean it's bad.
I also really love her little yokai pets. They're so cute.
Yay! I don't know what their names
They're
are, but
The-
they're like the
little
little
goobers.
yeah.
Yeah, the little goobers. They're just so adorable. I also think they do mimic their relationship.
Mm.
If you really pay attention to them.
Yeah, I would say, especially after he takes one of them. I think he takes
It's like
the
mine.
yeah, mine. They tend to travel with each other. Like I think he took the black one.
Yeah.
So the black one's always looks like he's with our main character here, versus the white one who's always with her.
Cute. I do think they tend to show a little bit more of that in the manga. Of course, we're not
Yeah.
reading the manga, but
Well, that goes back to our what we always say, which is, they unfortunately have to cut some of the stuff to make it TV adaptable. And of course, you can't have everything animated. It would, and animation already is astronomical. You gotta pick and choose what you're covering and
It
what
would
you're
cost so
not.
much. It would run
Yeah.
so long.
Yeah, and that's if you're ignoring timing. Yeah. But I mean, I think
fortunate though sometimes because they I think they I'm not entirely sure if because I don't remember much. I read the manga a while ago, but I do think they skipped some stuff in the first season. I don't think they planned on having a second season. Let's go with that.
It's one of those, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Unfortunately,
they
it
skipped over
happens.
some things that were pretty important to the plot.
Yeah, and that's always
But it got
unfortunate.
so popular that
But I
But
mean,
I have faith that they'll make it work.
yeah, no, I mean, so far they're doing well, from what I've seen, so they'll probably make it work. And if they don't, then if it remains as popular as it does, then you'll probably get the Full Metal Alchemist thing, where it will have this run, and then in a few years they'll have like the remake where it's more closely true to the manga than it is.
Not gonna lie, y'all fuckers need to strap in because it gets crazy from where Phoenix is after that. Good luck.
Oh, cool.
Well, not crazy, but it's good. It's still really good.
All right, all right.
It
I'll
keeps
take your
it
word
it
for it.
keeps it tight pretty well.
Yeah, keeps it tight. It's always good.
Keep that hype going.
But nah, I mean, going back, tangenting a bit. With the what they can animate versus what the manga does. I mean, you see that a little bit in Slime, and I think me and Brownie have talked about this before, where they did like I think it was like the first season was the entire like first volume. Like they did that, and then now when you get to season 2, which is still good, I really love Slime. But then you spend most of the time in like board meetings and meetings, and it's like just back and forth because they didn't have
Oh
yeah
yeah.
where
Unfortunately, it's like if you get I'm gonna go off on a little side
yeah, no,
tangent here,
go
and you've
for it. That
probably
was
heard me
that was
say
the
this
point of my
before.
statement.
So
He
there's an
fell for the
isekai
trap.
called yeah.
Yeah.
There's an isekai called the Greatest Assassin.
Mm-hmm. I really
And
like that anime.
the entirety that one is just balls to the walls all the time.
Mm.
It hits 10 and it never slows down, which is why the entirety of the first season is just the first book.
Mm.
It is 12 episodes and it's just book 1. But when it comes to slime, it's a little bit more world building, a little bit more political, a little bit more and then you get payoffs at the end.
Mm.
So, like with slime, you get a lot of the buildup in book 1, and then at the end of it, you get Shizu getting introduced, the fight with Ifrit, blah blah blah. But when it comes to the anime, they incorporated for season 1 of the anime, they incorporated the first 3 books and a little bit of book 4 in order for it to not end off on a cliffhanger because they didn't know that they were going to get a second season.
Yeah.
So then you're like, okay, well, the pacing on this one's kind of, it's a little fast paced, but it's enjoyable. They cut out a lot of shit, but of course they did.
Mhm.
So then, which I'm figuring is going to happen with Inspector, is you're going to get into the second season, and they're going to be like, okay, we're going to have to rewind a little bit because we kind of cut some stuff out in the first season, and you guys actually need to know this stuff going into the second season. Oopsie poopsies, we're going to rewind.
Yeah.
It's really hard to tell if your adaptation's gonna do well.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a risk that
tough.
every creator has. I mean, unfortunately, I mean, to take it to a different medium. I mean, not every creator has like a Hiro Kojima like name where they can just say we're doing this, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
yeah, well, look at your track record, let's go.
Let's go.
Like it's
Well,
just not
I
gonna
do.
happen.
Let me look at something real quick. So I do believe that the
Or
creator worked on something else.
yeah, I mean, even Toriyama didn't have the ability to just go like, "Fuck it, we ball." Outside of the
Fucking
Dragon,
ball.
out of the Dragon Ball universe, I mean, it just wasn't gonna happen. I mean, he got a hell of a lot of manga stuff. But I feel like anything animated, they're always a little bit more careful with, and especially with with the very new possibility of it going global and not just staying in Japan. I mean, you've got to really start thinking about now with just global access. You know, you're just not showing it in Japan anymore.
Yeah, and that's a huge thing as
Yeah,
well. So yeah, Westernization really does well sometimes.
yeah. We make out like bandits most
Western
of the time.
side gives some money to them.
Mm-hmm. Which is why we support any type of streaming service when we can. Sometimes we do put our pirate hats on, but
Yeah, it is unfortunate,
but
but it's
sometimes
got to
it
be that
is,
way.
especially
Well,
with
maybe they
older.
should have licenses.
Yeah, maybe they shouldn't destroy old media. Um,
Oh no,
Mhm.
are
so
you losing your train of thought?
I am.
I feel that.
I have not put in my air conditioner unit yet. Um, and it is
Oh,
Good luck.
starting. My computer unfortunately is a tank, so it puts out an awful lot of heat. So I'm starting to get really fucking toasty up in this bitch, and now I'm just
oh.
starting to lose
Poor
my.
Phoenix.
I'm losing my train. It would take me literally 10 minutes to install, and I just haven't done it.
It's
But I
definitely
also.
a bite for me though because
Oh, okay.
I watched it of course, and I still have the second season to go. So,
Yeah.
and I do believe it is greenlit for a third season already.
Oh, nice.
Don't quote me that.
I'm gonna quote
Don't
her.
quote me
Oh,
on that, but
I'm gonna quote
pretty
her.
cool.
Star says they're getting a third season.
it's technically a drama season or a drama series.
I'm gonna bite this as well. I do recommend it, and I also I can't wait to watch more of this. Hopefully I can. I had intended to really put in the effort to get the season 2 maybe even farther yesterday, but things happened.
Lol. You gotta talk to me the more you watch it.
And so I'm biting, if not chomping. It's not quite a chomp,
Yeah.
but it's definitely a big ass bite.
I think it's relatively the same for me. I think I enjoyed 1 through 4 enough for me to continue watching it.
Okay,
Always like
I
cool.
when
might
she's good
I
stuff.
might I might treat our next free week to something similar like this, to be like, okay, I need to catch up on I need to polish off the rest of Inspector, and I definitely need to polish off the rest of Windbreakers, because I know
Oh yeah,
season 2
that's
should be
got season
pretty
2
soon.
coming soon, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I wanna rewatch at least the last few episodes. I want to rewatch, before that happens.
Just to catch yourself
Just
back up.
yeah, just that's a problem. I don't know whether you guys have that same problem, but I can watch an anime 7, 8 times, and if more than
Sometimes, yeah.
if more than a month has passed, I can't remember shit about it. I just
wish.
yeah. I mean, I'll
Sometimes.
remember the same general. I'll remember the general story, but like I won't remember. I won't remember anything about it. Like I just let's see, what did I start watching the other day? I started watching. Wait, I've got my thing right up. I just needed something for background noise, and I was like, oh, I'll just put on something I've watched before, which is always a mistake because it never works out that way.
Yeah, you get so zoned into it, and you're like, "Oop, oop."
Yeah.
Mhm.
The reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world. I put that on thinking level up. Oh, and a hydrate. Look at that. Actually, I need that. Thank you. Um, I've watched just like 4 times.
All right, all right.
And it's one of those swings that is it good? Yeah. Is it like would it ever be on my top 10 list? No. It's just kind of like right. Um I put it on, and all of a sudden it's like fuck. I find myself watching it again instead of having it on in the background because it's like, god damn it, I forgot about all of this shit.
I feel that.
Yeah. So it's always weird for me to do that. What is annoying about the entire series though is that every episode except the last one is dubbed in English.
Really?
The other one is dubbed in. The last one is dubbed in. Oh, you motherfuckers! No, they just added. Okay, never mind.
They just added it, yeah.
Liar. Suffer.
It was in Hindi and French for the longest time. And it was like, why is that useful to me?
It could be.
It could be if I was, if I spoke either of those things, but I don't. Um, But there are actually several series that do that, where like the last few episodes or like a random one Slime does it. I think Veldora's journal. It's like
Yeah, Vildor.
0.5 something. Episode blank 0.5. There's one where it's like the recap episode is only in Japanese, and it's like, why? You have every other thing done here in English. Just this one episode? You couldn't you couldn't hire somebody to do this
Couldn't
one
bother.
episode? You didn't bother?
Didn't have the budget. Sorry.
Didn't have the budget. It's like, I get it, but also like, motherfuckers. Yeah.
Do
And to
better.
be fair, I binge watch these things, so I don't really watch the recaps anyway. They truly do become background noise. But it's like, well, motherfucker, that would save me some time, or at least then I can say I've watched everything about it. Cause like me and Uchiha go about this every once in a while, very very randomly, where he'll be like, "Yeah, I've watched all of Naruto Shippuden," and I'll be like, "Oh, cool, like all of it?" And it's like, "Well, no, I went and got like an aid and only watched the main story. I cut out all the side stories because I don't want it. I just wanted to finish it." Then you didn't watch the whole thing.
What happens?
You finished the story, but you didn't watch the whole thing. It's like that's well, no, I watched the entire thing. No, you didn't. And I stand firmly on that. You have to watch the beach episodes as much as they take you out of the series. Like they're there. Like you gotta do it. Like I don't care if it's a side quest. Like I don't care. You can't say you watched the entire thing. But what Shipputen's what, like 100 something episodes? I don't even remember. Hold on. Actually, it's probably more than that. I don't remember. Hold on. Let me go here. How many fucking episodes are there in Shippuden? Stop it! I don't want to hear. I don't want to. By clicking on it, I did not
You
say
want to
do
hear it?
32. How many? You gonna tell me how many episodes? Fine, I'll just ask. Oh, okay. So it's like 500 episodes.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, you gotta. You can't say you've watched the series if you haven't watched. Yeah, the entire. I don't know for certain, but doesn't OG Naruto have more filler than Shippuden? I don't know that for certain.
I
I
have no
just
idea.
I know that the Shippuden one is the one that me and Uchiha fight about every once in a while. And by every once in a while, I mean once, maybe every 3 years, he'll bring up the topic, and I'll just be like, "No, that still doesn't count." X amount of years later, and you still have not watched the entirety of the thing. um, but it's like, I don't know. That's the hill I die on here, and I don't know how I got to this topic, but I stand by
That's fine.
And it's true, and I believe it.
it. Believe it, batarayo.
The blanket.
Yeah. So you can break it down. You can break all 500 episodes down. You can break the entire Shippuden series down to 297 episodes if you want full detail, and 220 if you just want the general story arc. And it's like, I get it. That's a lot of side crap here.
What you want about One Piece, but there's not as much filler in One Piece as there are in the other big three.
But it's just not good. That's a problem.
One Piece is good. Fuck you. Y'all just don't have the attention span to get through it.
I have tried
That's a lot of
on
episodes.
X amount of times to get through One Piece, and I can't. I
It's not
just
for everybody.
yeah, no, I just can't. I get maybe I think I've gotten to like 80 episodes in, and I don't know what that it has been long enough for me not to remember how far that takes you into the story. But by episode 80, I'm like fucking done. Like nothing has been achieved here. All you know is this rubber non-floaty fucker is running around screaming, "I'm gonna be a pirate." Although I guess to be fair, that's what Naruto does for the entire
Wait.
thing.
You skipped out on Chopper's arc? How dare you?
I don't know. I don't know when. Now Chopper's the deer looking thing, right?
Yeah.
Now I
Episode
will
80 is
say
when-
that the content that I have consumed, like the clips of like Chopper quotes and shit, has been amusing. But it shouldn't take me X amount of time to get to the good part.
Well, it's not just about the good part. It has storytelling and things you go back to that they for people like you recap on. And you're like, oh, that's why. That's where it ties in.
See, this is the problem with
No.
One Piece fans. People like me.
No, it's not that. It's just him.
Starting a fight here.
Sleepy, what does have anything for you? No.
Oh no.
No,
He
I'm not
he
starting
liked
to fight.
he liked the Big O. And I only remember
Yeah, there you
that
go.
because we were talking about it before stream, and also the fact that it's called the Big O, and the English pronunciation makes it so that they pilot douches.
Yeah.
We did a top 10 last week. Oh, fucking right.
I don't remember shit.
How did I get here? I don't remember.
Who are you? Who am I?
But no, I don't know why I got on that topic, but I feel like if you're gonna say you watched the entire series, you watched everything.
Well, glad to hear I picked a winner this week.
You did. You picked a winner last week too.
Did I?
Yeah.
Choose last week?
Yeah, I liked the
Children,
Wolf
that's right.
Children. Yeah, I liked Wolf Children. That was cute.
Movie time.
I would put it in. I'd put it in. I mean, I still think the Silent Voice beats it, but I would put it in that kind of tier.
Oh, I like a silent voice too.
Fucking love the Silent Voice. Fucking a Silent Voice. So great. And I'm gonna commit a cardinal sin, and as pretty as everything is, and don't get me wrong, I love them. I think I'd put a Silent Voice higher than any of the Ghibli movies.
Oof.
That would be my controversial statement of the podcast. Don't get me wrong, like the Ghibli movies are S tier, but I think if we had to tier the S tiers, I would put a Silent Voice above them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it just spoke to me more. I don't know.
Blasphemy. No.
It absolutely in the anime world is.
How dare.
How dare
And can be worse.
Diol?
Oh, my jaw popped. It hurt.
Your jaw always pops.
Woo-woo.
You should probably get
Yeah,
that
I
looked
know.
at by another doctor.
Maybe. Well, I'm glad I chose another one that you guys dig.
Yeah. So with the bites done and all that, do we have any closing statements before I explain how next weekend will work?
No,
mermaids.
No closing statements.
Eat more mermaids. Yeah, eat them. Eat the
Oh, God.
mermaids.
Eat the mermaids.
Achieve your dreams by any means necessary. Consume thy flesh.
Consume.
Okay,
Oh,
so
boy.
we're going to do something a little weird. Because as you may or may not have noticed, although Sleepy is in chat, he's not with us right now. And he may need a little bit he might need to take off for a little bit, and that's okay. I hope that that he is able to recover and do all of his stuff. And take care of himself as he should. I know you can hear me. So we're going to treat this as a weird kind of experimental week coming up. And we are going to actually be watching 2 animes each. So I've recommended 2 animes for one for Star and one for Brownie. They have done the inverse. So Star has recommended one for Brownie and me, and Brownie has recommended one for Star and myself. And we're gonna watch that, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna talk about what we thought about the animes, and what we and who think, and to add a little competition element to it, which we didn't talk about, but I'm gonna do it right now. Who had the better taste? Understood our taste better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Fuck you guys. No, we might not do that part. But that does sound fun. So we might do that at a later date. But we're gonna do that. And it should be fun. So yeah, that's what we're gonna. Next week's gonna be a bit of an experiment, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Because based on all the recommendations so far, I think we're gonna enjoy it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's it. Does anyone have anything they'd like to plug other than Light Novel Brownie at youtube.com?
I hope to have a PNG next week.
Star is working on her PNG. Hopefully it will be done next week. And then I'm just here. I'll be streaming. Be working on I'm still trying to figure out the Mondays and Tuesdays. What's that gonna be? Definitely Wednesdays and Fridays will be streamed. And then yeah, so you can follow me here on that. And you can join the Discord, which actually now that I've noticed, or now that I'm looking at it, Stream Elements has not posted anything that it normally does, which leads me to believe that it is broken.
Okay.
All right. Then
You broke it.
all right. So you can join our Discord here. As you can see, I am willing to burninate villagers for lack of compliance from you guys. So you better fucking follow. With that, we're going to raid out. Who we're raiding out to? That's a good question. Who knows?
Your mom.
Your mom. No, because it was working the other day when I streamed. I thought. I don't know. It could have just been broken. Oh, I know. We'll raid Hydra. Hydra's got her debut. It's day 2. It's her debut-a-thon. Oh, she is about to go night-night, so actually we're not going to do that. So we are going to raid we'll raid Miko. Code Miko. We enjoy Miko. All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Definitely, you'll see us definitely see me Wednesday, but potentially sooner. Maybe tomorrow. Who knows? You keep that follow button live. Make sure you hit that bell and shit. All right. Bye, chat. Bye, Star. Bye, Brownie. Lovers.
Bye. So long.